What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner. Today I wanted to show you how to disassemble the Tavor X95. So I have mine here. This is a 16-inch 5.56, and yeah, they're pretty easy to take apart, so let's get into it. So the Tavor is extremely easy to take apart. You basically have 3 pins that are holding it all together. So this holds your bolt carrier group in place, and these 2 hold your trigger pack in place. Make sure the gun is empty, and then you also have to make sure the hammer is cocked back. So gun's empty, and yeah, you need the hammer cocked back to take the trigger pack out. But you're gonna press right here. They're all captured, so they won't go all the way out, but just pull it until it stops. And then out the back here, you have your butt stock, and it just pivots down. You can pull your bolt carrier group out the back, and that's your whole bolt carrier group. And then, close this for now, you can take your trigger pack out by pushing these 2 pins out. So I'm gonna pop both of those. A little stiff. And then same thing, just pull them out. These are pretty tight, so I do have a punch here. Just push them the rest of the way. And there we go. And from here, this just pivots down, and you can pull your trigger pack out. And that's it. And it's very easy to upgrade the trigger on this. This is the Geisley trigger pack. Unfortunately, they're a little pricey, but that's the whole assembly of it. You can also buy the Geisley trigger, which I have not done yet. So they do sell a trigger bar that looks a little bit nicer. It's like their lightning bow trigger. And then the combination of the two makes a very smooth trigger. But honestly, just the trigger pack and this, it's a very good upgrade. They're just pricey. But yeah, that's the whole trigger pack. You don't have to do anything else to it. I just wipe it down and put some oil on the springs. And then as far as your bolt carrier group goes, it's a piston-driven rifle. It's got the recoil spring on here. So you're gonna pull it all the way out, and then this is like your guide rod for the gun. You're gonna pop this out the back right here. So you're gonna pop it up, just about right there. And once that is out, just make sure this is all the way back. You can push this pin out from the other side. So I'm gonna push, and it'll fall out, but I can just manually pull it out right here. So that is holding your bolt carrier group in place. So with that out, your bolt carrier group can come out the front. And then your firing pin is sitting on a little shelf back here, so you have to just lift it up and then out, and it slides out the front. So it's kind of interesting. Almost everything comes out the front of this. On a lot of other guns, the firing pin comes out the back, but you don't really have much room to do anything. So it does all come out the front. And then that's it as far as your carrier goes. You don't have to take anything else apart. And then, I mean, that's most of your bolt. You have your firing pin here. It's under spring tension, so don't lose that. For your bolt, you can take your extractor off as well. You can use a punch or your firing pin and just push this little pin out. And then don't lose that, but that's holding your extractor in place. And under it, you have this little, it's not a spring, but it's kind of like a rubber detent in a way. So it's applying pressure on that, so don't lose that. But that's the whole disassembly of the Tavor. You don't need to take it apart for any other maintenance. And yeah, they're pretty easy. So let's get it back together. So to put it back together, you're gonna take our bolt, put this rubber little detent right there, and then put your extractor on. And then you're gonna have to press down and slide the retaining pin back in place. And just make sure it lines up, which right now it doesn't, so I'm gonna use my nail. So now it's all aligned. And then with our bolt, we're gonna put our firing pin in first. Just make sure you have the spring on there. And it's got a little half cut on it. So you see right there, the flat part is gonna face up. And then you have to put it over the shelf back here. So I'm gonna slide it in from the front. Make sure it's lined up. And then back here, I'm trying to do this in front of the camera. And then from the back, you have to get it over this shelf and just make sure the flat part is facing up. So yeah, you just slide it back and over. So now it's captured on there. Just make sure the spring doesn't fall out. And from here, your bolt carrier group has a little half cut on top as well. You're gonna have that facing up and push this in. And it is under some spring tension with that firing pin spring. So you're gonna just apply some pressure. You're gonna take this retaining pin and you're gonna have that cut also facing up. So you're going to slide this in right here, and you do have to apply some pressure on the bolt carrier group. So we're going to push in, and it's going to fall into place and line up right there. So nice and smooth. And from this point, your whole bolt carrier group is back together. So you have to push this rod back in because that's going to hold everything in place. So I'm just going to pull it down, and that's it. And now you just want to make sure it's captured. So it does have a stopping point in there. It's not going to come out unless you really pull it through, but yeah, as long as that's flush, you're all good on that. So to put it back in the gun, I'm going to put the trigger pack in there first. So again, have these pins out. I'm going to lift this up, and then the long slide is going to face the front of the gun. So I'm putting it in upside down, but just drop this right here, close that, and push the pins in. This one's stiff. Sometimes they're a little finicky, just push down. So now my trigger pack is back in there. Open this again. And the whole bolt carrier group just slides in. So there is a track that this has to slide into, so just make sure you line that up. You really can't put it in wrong. Bolt carrier group is on the bottom because this top part is your piston rod. So just slide that in, have it line up on there, and press. Sorry, bumping the camera. And then you're just going to close this and push the pin back in. And that's the whole disassembly of the Tavor. Again, it's pretty easy. Function check it. And it's a very slick system. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Got a Surefire light on here, silencer co muzzle device for a suppressor, EOTech, and Magpul sling, in case you're wondering what the setup is. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my next video.